kitchen, I'm going to be making a nice potato salad, just like how we used to make it back in the days. And it is so simple. No big wahala in making this. No big wahala at all. Here go on. The main ingredient here is the potatoes. And I have some small potatoes. You know, I have about 9 or 10 of them, so I'm going to be using all of these potatoes. And these are Irish potatoes. Make sure when you have your potatoes, they don't have any spoiled spots on it. Alright? And in addition, to make the potato salad real tasty and nice, I'm going to be using some yellow mustard. I'm going to be using some mayonnaise or mayonnaise, anyhow you want to say it. And some peas and diced carrots. Now, if you can't find the peas and diced carrots and you could only find the peas, just get like 2 carrots. And I'm going to show you how to prepare it, okay? But I'm going to be using 1 additional carrots with this peas and carrots today. Also, I'm going to be using a small onion. I'm going to dice this onion, a small onion. I'm going to be using some salt, 1 small egg, some parsley flakes, of course, and of course, you must throw in some black pepper. So, here we go with the recipe. So, I've got this amount of water in my pot, and I have the pot on high. Okay, so you want the water to cover the level of the potatoes. So, I'm going to wash these potatoes one by one. If you have a scrubber, you can scrub it, but I can't find my scrubber. I have one somewhere hidden somewhere. I don't know really where it is. So, you put this in the pot, okay? You wash them nicely because you're going to add the egg to the pot. Okay, I forgot to mention the celery. You have to put celery too. So while this is boiling, you want this to boil until the potatoes are soft. And you're going to test it to see if it's soft. So let me do the next process of chopping up this celery. So you want to take off this stalk, this part here, and you cut off this part here. So you have this part of the celery. You understand? Now you rinse it out nicely. So remove all the dirt that might be trapped in it. And what you do, you take your knife and you bring it in the middle. And you separate it like this. Then you separate it again. Before you chop it, okay? So you want to get it more central. So after you have stripped the celery, you want to strip them into very thin strips. You just pack them like this. And you start cutting up in little cubes. Or you want to take your hand and block it off like this. So, you know, you prevent it from spilling all over your kitchen. And you can take your knife, make sure your knife doesn't cut you. And you cut it up into real fine cubes. As fine as you can cut it. And you want, whenever you are cooking anything in the kitchen, you want to make sure that everything is pre-prepared. You understand? So you don't have to rush and do anything. Next is the carrots. You want to cut off the tip of this carrot. This tip here. And you take the back part of a knife, not the sharp part. And you scrape it downwards. Okay guys? You don't want to cut yourself. Because if you do this way, you can cut your wrist. And you know, you don't want to go to no hospital in this COVID time. Just because you cut your bloody wrist. You scrape it off nicely. And you give it a nice little wash. Make sure your surroundings are clean. You understand? So now, if you look at the pot, you will see the amount of water I have in this pot to boil this potato. You want that potato to boil until it is soft. You understand? So in the meantime, you could put in this carrot. Let the carrot boil it. You want to put in the egg, but you don't want to put in the egg right away because the egg don't stay long to boil. So you'll wait until this potato is soft enough, and then you add the oil to it, the egg to it, I'm sorry, and I'll be back. They have a saying that when you wash your onion before you cut it up, you hardly get the sneeze and you see that burning in the eye and all of that. So let's try it and see if it works. Alright, so you have an onion. I just washed it out. And you cut it up into fine cubes also. This going into your salad mix. You want to cut it up real fine. So while the potato is boiling, you chop up your onions real fine. This also will be added, as I said, to the salad. Okay, so let it boil for a few more minutes and I'll be back. Okay, welcome back to my kitchen, and for you who are now tuning in, hit that subscribe button, right? Like, comment, share my video with family and friends. And don't forget, keep viewing for loads of new videos. So now that the potato is boiled the way it's supposed to be boiled, it's tender. You see the skin is just falling apart. You know it's cooked properly, okay? And while I was off camera, I threw in an egg. So that egg, the egg has been boiled already. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to empty this potato into this strainer here. And I'm going to run some cold water. Don't mind if it mash up. Don't worry about that. Make sure the water is cold, okay? That will sort of slow down the process of the cooking of the potato. Yeah, so you're going to check the egg to make sure the egg is cooked properly. It's cooked properly. Just put that aside. And you take the back of the knife. This is what I do. And I scrape off the potato. You see it is real soft and nice. Now let me tell you something. You see when you're making potato salad, if your potato is not boiled properly, your potato salad is not going to come out nice. Because what happens is that the mayonnaise or the mayo or the mayonnaise, anyhow you want to pronounce it, the potato itself has to have some absorbency. Right? So that is why you want it to boil the right consistency. You understand? So I'm going to scrape off these potatoes and I'll show you how I complete the process of making the salad. So cut up your potatoes, right? You want to kind of cube it up. You understand? You could cut it any size you want, but you don't want them to be big and bulky. And you don't want them neither to be too small, because when you're mixing it, it's going to all mash up. Right? So like you cut it in half and then you cut it in 1, 2, 3 little cubes. We're making potato salad in my kitchen today, guys. Now the carrots is soft and nice too. You want to cut the carrots in little cubes also. And you can use how much potato you want, right, to make your potato salad. It all depends. So use the average with your seasoning and stuff like that. So you cut up your carrots. No big fight. Should look something like this. Now the egg. You want to make sure that the egg is not soft. You take out the outer shell. You cut up the egg also. Everything cutting up. You see how nice it is? The yolk and the albumin well cooked. Alright? So you cut it up in cubes. Because this egg showing inside here too. This is how we used to make it back in the days. Right? If anybody have a different way of making a potato salad, leave a comment in my comment box. Let me know how you made your potato salad. Right, your girl Andrea, this is how she does hers. Alright. So to this now, you're going to toss it around a little bit. And I'm going to add the celery. 1 stalk of celery, 1 small onion. This is the flavor of the potato salad. Understand? You're flavoring it up real nice. Now you're going to add the mayonnaise. So the mayonnaise, you put in like, let me see how much I'll put. It all depends again, right? This is 1 cup here. This is an average of 1 cup of mayonnaise. Might put more. You toss it a little bit. Now you see what I was telling you all about boiling your potato to the right consistency, so that the mayonnaise will absorb in the potato. Look how nice it looks, right? It doesn't have a glossy look like when you see the potato is not properly boiled. So now you're going to strain the peas and diced carrots. You can use your hand and strain it. And you're going to add this also. And you toss it around. This could be eaten nicely with some fish too. If you fry some fish and you make a nice gravy, right? You don't want to. You see what I was telling you about cutting your potatoes not too small. You could actually see the potatoes there. It's not going to be mushy. Now to that, I'm going to add some yellow mustard. Just a little squirt of yellow mustard. A little squirt of yellow mustard to enhance the color of it. And some parsley flakes. And you toss it a little bit. If you want to add more mayonnaise, you could, but I think it has enough mayonnaise. And some black pepper. And a sprinkle of salt. And we're almost through. And you have to give the taste test. Great. Oh, one more thing. I forget to add. Okay, I'm going to be adding some sliced beets. If you want, you can get a fresh beet itself. And you can wrap it in foil and you can bake it for about 20 minutes. And then you cut it up in small cubes. And just add a few because you don't want this to overshadow the color of this salad. So I have here some sliced beets. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to strain out the liquid that it was preserving. And I'm just going to use a few slices. So you have the 2 sliced beetroot, and you cut them up into small cubes too. And you're going to throw that in. You don't want to put too much of this because, as I've said, because of the color, it will make your potato salad have a different look. So just 2 slices is just great. Pour that in, and you will be the envy of a lot of people when you prepare this lovely side dish, either for Thanksgiving or for Christmas. Looks great. Looks yummy. Okay guys, so this is the end product of my potato salad. Like my video, comment, share with family and friends, and please subscribe for loads of new videos. I'll see you again with much more delicious videos. This is the girl Andrea saying, be safe.